Welcome, Crows fans, air conditioners and inanimate carbon rods everywhere. It's Two Crows podcast, Two Crows Footy, live, recording live in front of a studio audience. Balamagulis, Anthony.
Oh, thank you very much, Ali. How are you?
I am awesome. Just getting a quick Game of Thrones reference in there before Anthony knew what had even hit him.
Gone straight over my head.
That's why I thought I'd slide in there.
Straight over my head.
Up and about again, Ant.
Second week in a row, Ali.
Absolutely.
We've strung 2 wins together.
Yeah, Saints into Sinners.
Yeah.
Climbing the ladder too, I like that.
We are. What? Started the round in 12th?
12th or something
Finished
like that.
the round in 9th.
Yeah. You're just moving on up. I should play that song.
Moving on up.
That's enough for us. So just to let you know now, we're currently sitting in 9th spot and on 113.9%.
Nice.
What did you make of the game? Over to you, Anthony.
First 10 minutes I was nervous, Ali.
I was swearing,
Of
but
the first
go on.
quarter. Oh, I wasn't swearing. I was
Oh, I
just
was.
worried about their ground ball, the way they've been very good with their pressure and they were really
Saints
good.
they came out.
Yeah, I think before that round they were the number 1 pressure team in the comp. So,
Yep.
no, I was really quite worried about the pressure they were applying on us, and particularly when that ball was hitting the ground.
First 15 minutes.
I
That's
was
about.
very shaky.
Yeah.
Thought, geez, we looked a bit rattled. I thought, but
They put us on the back foot.
yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did, but I thought we really composed ourselves in that second half of the first quarter and really referred that pressure back onto them and put them under pressure, and it was the best pressure I've seen them apply
This year.
Yeah, that last 10 minutes of the last
They
first
absorbed
quarter.
it.
Mate,
I think
very
even
much so.
Pikes just said that he absorbed it and then reversed it.
Reversed it.
I put in the first 15 minutes, crap. That was my notes I put. Too easy, like for them.
It was.
No run out of defence by us. No pressure. Tackles were absolutely abhorrent. And then the wheels started to turn.
Yeah, the cogs
We
started
started
turning.
putting the pressure back. But there was my highlight of that quarter was Tex's mark. And it wasn't just the fact that Tex marked that beautiful pack mark.
Yep.
There was something, if you get to see the footage again of Tex taking that mark in the first quarter, I want you not to watch Tex, but actually have a look at little Spudley, okay, at the bottom of the pack. He's on Tex's right-hand side, so the side you can see.
Yep.
Now, the second the ball... He's at the front of the pack. The second the ball goes over his head, like into Tex's hands, and he wouldn't know that yet, he wheels to his right, and his eyes are instantly up as he turns looking for that ball. And he spotted it, and you can see he's got his arms ready either for if it spills or if Tex gives it off if he hasn't marked it.
Yep.
That was my favourite
That's
part.
game awareness.
Exactly, and that's something that a lot of people wouldn't have even noticed about the game, but that signifies why he's in the team and all the pressure that he
Oh,
applied.
absolutely. Like, he kicked another 3 goals.
Against
the
absolutely.
Saints, so.
And we were lucky that the Saints weren't accurate. And as
but
per
poor
Nostradamus
kickings,
over here, Pikes are back on the bench after the first 10 minutes or so. Isn't it? You said you heard him. They gave rationale for that.
First 5-10 minutes, he wanted to be up in the box.
Yep.
Just to get an understanding of what's happening in the game, and then he made his way back down to the bench.
And with Matty Clark still sitting there, by the way.
Exactly.
He seemed to like that from the women's game, and he's kept that role.
He's kept that role.
Tell you what, ain't hurting Riley O'Brien's game.
Oh, heck no. Heck no. I think with Don's demeanour, I think it's a good thing for us to have him at the bench. I think it's a really good... That's right, and it's... Because he's a very calm coach, and sometimes, potentially it could sound a little bit harsh coming down the phone.
I think he needs to eyeball players.
Correct.
That's what I was gesturing, but no one could see. Yeah.
I think you're spot on there.
Absolutely. So I've got some notes for the second quarter.
Yes.
My first note was poor delivery into our forward 50, and we left our forwards hanging.
Our forwards weren't exactly presenting that well either. So
There were times when we were out in the open, but the delivery was
poor. Was shy.
Yeah, pretty much. And it went back down the other end for a Saints goal, one end in particular. I was a bit dirty about, but there was one particular little thing I really liked in that quarter. Gooch, to me, hadn't done a lot up until that point. And I was like, in or out, what's he really up to? And then he was on the boundary line trying to get... And I can't think of the Saints play. I'll have to go back and rewatch it. A Saints player came in and absolutely poleaxed him on the boundary. Now, most players would just take their cop and, get up and get on with it. His primary focus, again like Gooch, was watching the ball. He pushed the ball in, absorbed the bump, got the ball in, got the ball forward, ended up in Riley Knight, ended up in a goal.
Yes, I'm with you now.
Now,
I know that now, yep.
little piece of play, which was you could let it roll out of the boundary, 6 points. I absolutely love that. And also Texas mark not being paid, I was a bit dirty about that. There was a mark he took and it was shite. But we were pushing, we started getting the score and started
Yeah, that's
ahead.
right. I thought we started
we did pretty good.
And
once we got rid of that dirty delivery.
And we were accurate as well in front of goal, which was surprising, Ali.
Surprising.
Actually, the last 2 weeks we've been quite...
So whatever we're doing...
But we're getting out... Correct, but we're getting deeper...
And we're also marking the ball.
Deeper looks at it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly with... I think... Tex is really thriving playing in that real deeper role rather than coming up the ground. So even though we do like him up the ground, but I like him deep.
I think he can marshal the troops from there as well, because you can watch him sending people out. But sometimes I'll leave Eddie hang. But there was more. You love your word synergy. Like if one went forward, the other one peeled back. And there was someone always covering that instead of all getting sucked onto the ground. There was someone back there.
We spoke about last week about separation.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, we're really separating from each other, which is it's really good.
Giving space to work. Tex needs space.
Correct.
To work in.
And he's starting to get some of these defenders.
Oh, he got pressure. In that. I can't think of that. Oh, why can't I?
Starting to worry them, Ali.
He got in the head of the first guy that was on him. I know Brown went to him. Oh, live in front of a studio audience here. Just got a little dog barking.
I'll just find that play you're looking for.
Yeah, but essentially, like, Tex had him. And then he started second-guessing himself. So he started grabbing at Tex. Tex ended up with a free kick on goal, got a goal out of it.
Yep, correct.
And so things like that started happening, and he got nervous. And it took a while before they changed him, but the damage was already done. Tex had his tail up, so to speak, and off we went. While you're looking that up, I'm going to go...
It wasn't Jimmy Webster?
Cannot recall.
Nathan Brown?
No, it wasn't Brown. Brown went to
Wilkie. It was Wilkie.
Was it?
Yes, it was Wilkie.
Callum
Wilkie.
He Tex towed him. And they had to move him on. But I reckon in the third quarter, the start of that third quarter, where Betts got up and got that touch. Ended up within the first 15 seconds of the touchdown, Berg goal without thinking, because Berg missed a couple of sodas, let's face it.
Oh, he could have. What did he kick? 2-2.
He could have kicked. He should have been.
And he could have taken a few marks that he dropped as well.
Yep, he's just a bit of confidence. He'll get there.
No, and
he's just got to get his
arms,
his mitts out.
Yeah.
When he marks, instead of holding it in close, I reckon he'll make it. I
like his pressure. I really like his pressure. He's deceptively
quick. Yeah, and agile.
Quite mobile.
I like it. Saints got a couple cheapies at the back after it stayed in our forward 50, and that annoyed me.
Is he
we had that.
Baron or is he a strawberry blonde?
No.
I don't know.
God, who cares? Berg missed a couple sodas again.
We like our redheads.
Yeah, I know, but he's more strawberry. If we'll settle that argument, drink strawberry.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Can you move on now?
I was just sitting here,
He's not a sauce.
Audience was...
The audience was quiet for a change. We'll take that. For the first quarter, my poor old... I'd been... Okay, here's a player. For the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You know, the one that comes after the third.
Yes.
Tommy Lynch finally got a bit of redemption. Because I was a little bit...
You were riding him again, were you?
Yep, pretty much.
I liked his game.
You said... What did you tell me he had to do? He'd warm up into the game?
Yes.
And I said he needed an electric blanket. That's how much he needed to warm up. Because
he's warming up, Ali. He's not... His electric blanket's only on 1 at the moment.
I think he needs to crank it up to 10 before the game. Because he could do really good things and then he just... I don't know, just something's not clicking for him. But that goal from the boundary was a beauty.
Oh, that was a nice
Absolutely loved that goal.
I can still see that goal.
He's sort of reminding me, God forbid I mention this, but it's Scotty Thompson, as I call redemption. Yeah. Do a good thing, do a bad thing, good thing, do a bad thing.
Scott Thompson.
But my favourites out of there, obviously the Spud, he had a great impact on that game with the pressure. The Crash Brothers, haven't even started waxing lyrical about my boy Brad.
You like the old
Crash Brothers,
love
Brad, yeah, especially old Braddles.
Yes.
Eddie Betts didn't get a lot of goals, but I saw him working so hard behind the ball and pressure on players. Absolutely loved it. So he may not get it on the scoreboard, but what he did to create goals was absolutely fabulous. Yep. Really happy with that. What about you?
Third quarter.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm on the fourth. I've finished. You go back, catch up.
I thought you... No, all right. Fourth quarter, I was disappointed.
That we didn't
finish them off. We should have really put them...
You're talking about those two that I was quite upset about right at the end of the game?
Well, our percentage with those 2 goals...
I know.
If we didn't let them kick the goal, and Hartigan, he...
Name and shame. Talia.
Look, just look like you're disappointed when you stuff up.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
just show a bit of care.
Yeah. No,
Is that fair? Like I was yelling at him in that last quarter when he gave up.
he did some really good things.
But I was frustrated.
Silly things.
It's just sometimes I just don't see enough care, and it just like he should be. Why'd I do
upset.
that? But he just jogs back, turns his back, and just walks back.
Maybe
come
because
on, mate.
maybe
Be
because he does
disappointed
get
in yourself.
angry. Maybe because he does get angry, he's trying not to show it.
Maybe.
But because Talia, it's all over his face.
Oh,
and he gave away that 50, and I'm like, told you didn't have to do that. It wasn't a certain goal, but you turned it into one.
But one thing I loved about
Talia had a much better game, though, in saying that.
Oh, absolutely.
Great
and
game.
I want to talk about our backs. I think we need one more game for them to really
Sync up.
Mm-hmm. There's one more game. It's nearly there, Ali. It's nearly there.
I reckon
all our lines...
We haven't even talked about him yet.
All our lines will be in sync. It's just our backs at the moment are just a little bit... Not quite, but they're nearly there.
I totally agree.
You know what I'm trying to say? They're
absolutely.
nearly there. They're nearly there.
Oh, there's so many lines there that I won't use. Alex Keith.
Speaking about those two goals...
Alex Keith.
If we'd kept those goals, Ali, we would have had a percentage of 118.
I know. And this year,
percentage is going to be
king,
dynamite,
queen,
Ali.
whatever you want to call it. It's going to be top of the pops.
Absolutely.
Just some...
Alex Keith?
Yeah. How good was he?
In all Australian form, Ali. Third best intercepting defender in the competition.
So really he's about third in line for all Australians, is that what you're saying?
No.
I reckon the stuff he's doing off the ball, on the ball... Leaving the men when he has to.
Understanding when to go fast and when to go slow.
Yep, backing himself in the contest. He's to just get the ball moving forward instead of just messing around with it.
When
Clean
not
ball.
to blaze away with it. No,
hold
and
get to your target.
Hold.
Okay.
No.
Pikey said he was getting a lot of positive feedback from the players about coaching from the bench, so that's a good thing. Brodie Smith the last 2 weeks, big tick for him for mine.
Brodie Smith.
Yes, that's what I said.
Brodie Smith has really identified when to drag his player up the ground and when to not go with his player.
Oh, nice. Is that when he can get that run on at
Correct.
goal?
I watched him very closely.
Good pickup, Anthony.
He's doing it.
So if they're watching him back here, he'll just create the space by dragging him up the ground.
Correct.
That makes sense. That's good. Smart thinking there, Marty Mattner, hopefully. I'd like to see where that came from.
Very smart. And you know what I liked about Don Pike?
What?
Is he released because Jack's still the first quarter had the better of slowing.
Wait a minute. My quote was, who was
slowing.
on Jack Stephen in the first quarter? I was talking about Jack Stephen, you're talking about Jack Steele.
Still who tagged Sloan, but what I loved about Don Pike was no, stuff you. I'm going to stick Sloan forward.
Yep.
And I like that move. I thought that's protecting the player.
Yep.
It's getting the tag off Sloan.
Yep.
But then again, still is very good at accumulating positive ball. He's not completely negative, so it's good.
He's really good. He's one of the best in the business because he can hurt you back the other way.
Very good.
You can't just leave him to take one player out and say, okay, we'll just let him do that because it will bite you in the bum.
Yeah.
Another player that I cannot wax lyrical enough about, the Texan.
Oh no, he's been outstanding in the past fortnight.
Well,
I agree with Don. I do agree with Don there.
We've been talking about it during the game, and he showed signs against North Melbourne. You could see it was starting to come. Like you said, you were waiting for it to click.
Yeah.
It started, and the question that everyone's asking is it clicked? Is he dominating because of JJ not there? So is that creating space? Because there's still players.
There's separation. It's the separation, I'm sure of it, because
he's played well with JJ in the team before. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because everyone keeps saying just keep JJ.
In that successful year of 2017, those two, the
worked.
Synergy those two had,
exactly,
and the chemistry, fantastic. So it works.
But is it the new rule changes and how the ball comes in?
This is what I'm thinking. The issue is I think that having smaller type players in your forward half is key.
I
spoke about earlier in the year that we need to have a hybrid type forward.
We do, but McAdam's starting to come in.
He's starting to come on.
Yep, so we can talk about that. The Big Easy.
No.
Big Easy, I liked his game.
He's warming into it.
Yep. And no one's complaining about ruck. Isn't that amazing?
No,
and
he's
you've got
getting
someone,
better.
How many games has he played now, Riley O'Brien?
4, 5?
5 games. People aren't
He
noticing.
dominated centre bounce.
But if people aren't noticing him, that means he's doing his job. Does that make sense? It might mean he's not the Brody Grundy or the Gawn of the competition everyone goes, oh, look at him. But he's getting to contests quickly. He's marking. He's bringing it to ground. He will tackle. He will chase. Just need him to get his
pressure.
Yep, just need to get
goal
him
kicking his radar.
Exactly. That's about the only thing that he has an issue with.
What I'm loving about Riley O'Brien is the fact that he is getting better and better with each game he plays, and that's a confidence thing, clearly. And I don't know about you, but when Elliott goes into the ruck,
he's not too bad.
He's not bad. He's not too bad.
A bit of a chop out.
And the other thing that I loved about Adelaide, even though that St Kilda didn't win many centre clearances, we smashed them in that stat. But we restricted them from having to score from their back half, the D50.
Well, we scored about even from turnovers, which is probably the only downside for me. Even though we won, the downside is they still got plenty of score generated from turnovers.
We're not far, Ali.
But that's like you said, the defence is just waiting for that to click. And
I think the mids and forwards have gelled. Now it's about the defenders connecting to the mids. And then the mids connecting to the forwards. And I think
it's getting better.
I think it's getting much better. Particularly you can see it in the ball movement. They're kicking more longer. They're not doing that silly handball. They're kicking a lot more direct.
Sometimes they go to.
They do, yeah.
And there was someone there ready for the handball. I think it was Keith, and Hart was standing to his left. It was coming out of defence. And Keith looked at him and went the long option directly to a player mark. We were out, down for a goal.
And I think having Hugh Greenwood in the side, I think that's allowed us to have a little bit more confidence that he does, and the players have that faith in him that he can mark the ball with his long arms.
Yep.
Like we've seen that great pack mark in the first quarter.
Absolutely.
I think he was up against 3 Saints, and he just took a great mark.
He still might only be getting between 10 and 20 possessions, but they're damaging, and it's the pressure. And Camillus Yeoman, we've got to mention him too.
He did some good stuff. His hands. Some of his games.
Is it because all played well that he plays well?
I want to see him hold his spot.
That's what I'm getting at. If because now there's starting to be some pressure because what I like for the players that have Don Piker's dropped, when you're dropping someone from your leadership group, cut out every other chatter. I reckon the SANFL players have started stepping up now because they're like, well, hang on. There's spots here. Yeah. And they're not just in one game and back out.
Yeah.
Because Polky did that, but he got back in again on merit.
Yeah.
On form.
Isn't it funny, though, Ali, the first couple of weeks in the SANFL, Crows looked terrible. But the last fortnight with the Crows...
That's what I'm saying. There's something... I'd love to know
clicked.
what's brought that about.
I think it was a circle of truth.
Oh, God, you and your bloody circle of truth. But anyway, is there anything else in there with the players? Because we'll get into our 3-2-1. Ant and I had to have a little circle of truth about our 3-2-1. And we actually, I think for the first time this year, agreed with something that was written.
Yes.
On the Crows
by
website.
a journalist. By Denny, whatever his name is.
Whoever it was, who cares? But it was what someone else said, and we went, oh... Gee, we actually matched it. And we agreed on the top 3 this time. We don't do that very often.
No,
we agreed on the top 3.
Oh, just talking about text. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, no, we'll talk about text in a minute.
Oh, you sure? Do you want me to just stay here and just
do our
pause
3,
for a moment
2, 1.
for you?
Let's do our 3.
Do you want to just butt in and keep going? Or?
Yeah.
You do?
Come on, let's just do our 3, 2, 1.
Okay, are you sure I'm okay to do this for you?
Go.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay. 3 points coming in. Number 3 points for the TwoCrowsS Footy. Footy player of the year is
Alex Keith. Well done, mate.
I like his chops. I just want to use that word today, chops. That's my word for the night. Yeah, I love it. Love it.
Spicy.
Love it. He is my kind of spicy. Let's insert that. Yeah.
That's my kind of spicy. Oh.
Oh, good call. And for 2 points.
Tex Walker, Ali.
Oh, the Tex and I'm flexing my muscles here. I've got my guns
wasn't
out.
He pumped? Some of his celebrations. I
loved it.
All over it.
He was all over it. He was. I'd say even more. That's not even enough superlatives to his game. his leadership on the field.
Directing the troops.
Yep, I loved it.
Think this is...
Oh, you're going to bring this all down like a rock or what?
I still think Tex is the better captain.
Oh, we put that out there. Anyway, we'll move on to one vote. Oh, I'm going to leave you hang out to dry, buddy. This is an important one.
Oh, Brad Crouch.
Oh, Braddles.
Well done. First time?
Nah, he's got 3 points before, according to me, probably, yeah. I would have snuck
but you're
him in
just
there.
biased.
I am very. But he only got one vote.
Biased for the number 2.
I do have some allegiances there to number 2, yes. But I think that's a fair and reasonable for him.
No, that's fair.
Yep.
No, outstanding game. But on Tex Walker...
Yes, please, tell me, I'm listening. Oh, God.
Word on the street.
Where streets do you travel down? Is it like a Hindley Street at 4 a.m?
Yes.
Where are you getting your information?
Yes. On radio.
Oh, okay.
But the word on the street is the big Texan is doing some work with the big duck, Wayne Carey.
Ooh, me likey. Well, whatever you're doing, Texan.
That's what I heard. And, the duck loves the Texan.
He does. And who doesn't love a big, bold key forward playing for your team, eh?
Absolutely.
I do.
So, and I think him having different voices and different opinions is good for him.
Well, years ago he went with Treaders, and that actually helped his game a lot. So, I don't care where it comes
Duck
from.
being a former Crow as well, so
but
it's nice.
as I said,
like
Duck could also play a little bit of footy in his time.
Oh, could he ever? Far
A little bit. Just the bees.
Just the bees,
Just the bees, did you?
Jeez.
So you happy with those 3, 2, 1?
No. Very happy.
Oh, I'm
ecstatic here on
deliriously happy.
#TwoCrowsS03Ep8.
Didn't even get that out early.
No, we didn't. That was
dropping the bloody ball, Anthony.
Insipid by me.
It was insipid. It's pathetic.
It's not very
You know
nice.
I hate that word. Okay, so for the next award we're going to go for, the Burt Locker. One nomination, one winner, clear cut for me. Jordo Bad Moustache Gallucci.
Oh, it's an awful moustache.
Oh, it's a porn stash.
And I don't care what Mr. Jackson says.
Oh, do not care, Jacko. Porn stash. It's a shocker. I'm waiting for him to put like a little Mario Kart hat on and go, "Do you want me to clean the car?"
It's got a real curl to it.
At least if he's going to have it that long, get some wax in there and put it over like a dastardly. Like after he kicks a goal, he should sit there and like twist his moustache. Then he can keep it. If he sits there and goes,
I'm a rat.
oh, you're a what?
You know, on bananas in pyjamas.
No.
I'm a rat. I'm a very friendly rat. No.
Oh my lord. Well, there's something I just learnt about Anthony. And I didn't say it was a good thing, but I learned something about Anthony's childhood habits or he watches on a nightly basis. I can't actually answer that for you.
I don't watch bananas in pyjamas anymore.
Are you sure about that?
Positive.
Are you sure? Okay. Well, let's move right along. Just for the weekly, just for a weekly treat. Something that really amuses me and you a lot is the weekly. What do you call it when the coaches come out and talk to the media press conferences? Yeah. Guess who was trotted out again this week, Anthony?
Until he learns, Ali. Until he learns.
Oh, Ben Hart. I love you, Benny. Just until you learn, son. Obviously, you know what? Hasn't learnt.
I don't think he has. He's learning the hard way.
I reckon, but by the sounds of this last one, he's starting to learn. So he might disappear
the Crows
again.
talk.
Yes, because can I quote you something?
The Crows.
Can I quote
vocabulary?
You something? Vocabulary, yes. Can I quote you something from Ben Hart? So this was. I'm just waiting for that to load up here. So. Josh Jenkins, as we're probably everyone's very aware of, if you're not, you've been under a rock for a long time, for at least 2 weeks.
Good old sook.
No. He got dropped, right? He's in our leadership, got dropped, and he was dirty about blah blah. We all know that. Now after the first game, Josh scored 2 points, had 11 disposals, and 5 tackles. 5 tackles is good, by the way. Ben Hart on record, on an interview with SEN at the time, when Josh went back to the SANFL and did what we were after, which was good. We can't wait to get him back being consistently strong for us.
Oh, yes.
Next minute, Josh wasn't in the game. Josh
didn't even get picked.
That made it sound like he was a walk-up, didn't it?
I did.
And this week, good old Josh, he kicked 3 goals.
Beep, 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 beep.
3 goals, 18 disposals, 2 tackles. beep, beep. Ben Hart on the radio. He did what we were looking for. He had a good game, but we want to see more. Oh, Benny, you're learning, son. You're learning.
I think we need him on Two Crows.
I think we do. We should interview and say, Ben, have you learnt, son? Have you learnt? So if Ben Hart is not in the next lot of presses, he's learnt.
He's learnt.
I reckon he's getting closer.
I think he
I reckon
is.
they're going to call up someone else soon. JJ's still not happy, which is fair enough. And we watched the SANFL highlights. Thank you, Crows, for putting out the SANFL highlights.
But was that because it was on Channel 7? It was broadcast?
No, because it was the last week too. But we've been crying for a while.
Oh, we have.
Not like in the corner, but just like, where are they? That type of thing. But we had a look at Joshy's goals.
Win, you know?
I do too. We had a look at Joshy's goals in the SANFL. Go on to the Crows website at afc.com.au.
Oh.
And
What do you think of his
most of them were, as that term I hate to say, they were gimmies.
They weren't even Joe the Gooses, though.
No, they were just, here, I feel sorry for you, have a
I
goal.
feel, here, you're there, just have it.
And
because those two boys.
And what do they call him? McHendry instead of McHenry?
What? John Casey.
Oh, I don't even know who it was.
Chelsea Randall was good, though.
Oh,
Special
how
comments.
Could she not be?
Star.
She is a star. I love Chelsea. She is a monster of the game.
No, she was good in that SANFL game. I liked it.
Yes, I like it a lot. Hey, Anthony.
Oh, was it that time?
Hang on. What's that noise?
Ali.
Sounds like jingle bells. Jingle bells. Oh, what is it now? Pass the salt. Sounds like maracas, doesn't it?
It does.
Okay, nominations for this week's Pass the Salt Award. Who's our salty little darlings today? I'm going to go number one.
Yes.
Carlton fans.
Oh, they're salty. You should see the salt mounds down at Launceston, Alex.
They don't even... Carlton fans are ordering chips. They don't even bother. Just their salty tears. Their salty tears are like over their chips. And I shouldn't laugh at other people's misfortune. But it is Carlton, and we do have their draft picks.
That's right.
Schadenfreude.
And we're shooting up the ladder, which is nice.
Yeah, just shh. Keep that. Keep that. And I bet you that Saints... who was that Saints player that was interviewed? Mentioning the finals, they were lining up for finals.
Yeah, Jack Steele.
He won't be doing that again.
Got ahead of yourself, buddy.
He'll be trotted out for the next presser until he learns.
Until he learns.
So Carlton fans not happy, obviously. 5-point loss to
They're
Hawthorn.
up by 36 at halftime.
I know, it's hilarious.
It's a big deficit.
I mean, it's horrible.
Big turnaround.
Big turnaround.
Of the Hawkers.
Yeah, not a big fan of the Hawkers, but you know what? Happy with the result. At the end of the day, very happy with the result. My second nomination for...
Yes. Pass the salt.
Pass the salt. This one I thought was just a little bit too salty for my liking.
Oh, yes.
Channel 7 News. Always good usually for a report.
No, normally, yes.
Story was good. Get to the end of it. We got one Spudley and his smugglers being interviewed. Bruce Abernathy.
Pass the salt, mate.
Pass the salt. What did he say about him? He just having a go at him being in his budgie smugglers. Showing off his rig. I reckon Abba's a bit jealous, don't you?
I reckon he was. Well, he was talking his own rig up as well. Did you hear that?
No, I just say shut off when he's
Mate, you sit behind a news desk.
You might play football once, but
yeah.
not that. But he was having a go at Spudley, having his ring out, and he said, he had
he should kick more goals.
Kick more goals. I'm like, he kicked 3.
No, he's kicked 6 in the past fortnight, mate.
So, you know what?
It's more than what Robbie Gray's kicked.
Yeah, he won't be kicking much for the next month, though, poor old Robbie. But let's be fair. Swimmers get interviewed in their bathers all the time. I know it's not the common outfit, but I reckon little Murph was proud of his rig, didn't mind showing it off. And I think a lot of people were like, nothing wrong with that. You look tidy like that. Little Spudley, you sit there. If you ran around looking like that, you'd work around with your shirt up instead of looking like a little pigeon chest chicken. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You would, wouldn't you?
For sure.
If you look like that. You'd walk around everywhere in your smugglers. Anthony, get back to work. Hang on, haven't finished yet. So, Bruce Abbott, you're just jealous.
Oh, he's just very jealous.
That was really bad. Mind you, Harps was in the background telling Eddie to tell him to put a shirt on. Because I think that...
Let's just let them be themselves. They're in their rooms.
The media did, they goaded him. They were quite happy to interview him standing there like that. And he fell for that trap, and I think they just exploited it. But, you know what? Don't care. ABBA, Salty McSalt.
Bruce.
Now, On the other hand, in the SANFL change rooms, we saw a lot more of certain Crows players than what we expected, which we won't mention their name because we don't want to embarrass the poor lad. Well, you might be embarrassed at all. They may not be aware that we saw you without your underwear. So, you know, something for everyone in that game, I can tell you.
They were just eating their pizza.
They were eating pizza. It's a bit dangerous to be eating pizza like that in case you drop some hot salami on it.
They were having a hell of a time.
Oh, that's just... I'll cut that conversation. I'll stop that conversation. Privacy. But...
They needed it, because I don't think they realised, honestly.
No, we're not used to having cameras in there. They haven't been winning. They only won one game last year, so they're like, woo, pizza!
Woo, pizza! Soft drink.
So do we have a winner from that, or do I bring up the booing? Or the boo-earns booing?
Well, it's Essendon supporters, Ali.
They're salty.
You know,
Didn't we bring them up last time? Didn't we bring it up last time, though?
Did we?
Yeah, we might have.
I don't remember. We say a lot of things on hashtag TwoCrowsS03.
We do hashtag it out. When someone says were they booing, I'm going to just go with the Simpsons quote and go, I was saying boo-earns. And I'm going to keep that. But pass the salt, I think Bruce Abernathy.
Oh, for sure.
For the week.
Just
for the win.
Get it across the line. Bruce, I want to see
Jessica Adamson's a huge Crows
sitting in front of you.
I think Jessica was fine with it. She didn't look scared or...
Scared? I wasn't.
She looked quite happy about it.
Yeah.
You weren't scared? I wasn't scared. No. Abba, jealousy's a curse.
Well, hang on a minute. Also, what's the difference when they're... Well, you know, when the news cameras go down to the beach and they're doing their recovery?
Different. They're at the beach.
Nah, come on. They do their recovery and
I'm going to say, put a shirt on. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see Abba down the beach. I'm going to go, Abba, put a shirt on, mate.
That'd be a sight.
So that's the winner. That's a sore-eyed sight. But anywho, pass the salt. Jeez. Bruce Abernathy, you're the winner. And on to the SANFL. Seeing we sort of touched on it. Pardon the pun. Let's have a look there. Ian, what can you tell us about the players that could potentially playing for the SANFL?
Play? Jeez. Well, JJ,
I reckon he'll play again.
We'll just put his name back on the board.
Yep.
McHendry,
I reckon he's been playing right, but he's in the SANFL, so that's fine. Anyone that could be lining up for the SANFL.
Oh, lining up. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Luke Brown,
my Lukey.
According to Ben Hart, until he learns. That Lukey Brown will be back playing the SANFL this week.
Beautiful. That's good.
He's come on quickly.
Yeah, well, surgery, that's a topic of discussion.
So he might be... He's
going to need a few weeks, though.
So he'll be back for the Brisbane game, potentially.
Nah, I reckon they'll give him 3 or 4 weeks.
You reckon?
Yep. Well, he's got to get his fitness back up.
Yeah, but he's a seasoned player.
True, but as soon as you're out for 2 weeks, you actually lose form.
I know.
So, what about Cedo? How's Cedo going?
Well, Season's back running.
Wow, already?
Yes. I was vision of him the other day on Channel 7 News, actually.
Yeah, and how did he look?
Looked like he was going pretty solidly, Ali. Quite impressive.
I like the sound
of
that.
Running with tails and Lynchy and that.
Okay. Oh, that's good. Yeah, Lynchy's got to get a few more runs off those legs.
And McPherson should be back as well.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yeah, he's I think he was 1 week last week, so he'll be a test.
He'll be a test?
Yeah.
McAdam, he played.
He played.
He only had a couple of touches, but I think he'd be managed quite well. I don't think he pulled up
Miller
injured.
won't.
Nah, he'll be out for a while.
He's out for a little while.
They haven't given any updates on him yet?
No, they haven't, no. I reckon they'll...
So we've got Dudes... Yeah, I've already said that, I think. So Dudes is out. So...
I reckon, I reckon Seeds will be back.
When?
Soon.
Of course, if he's running, I reckon still another 4.
You reckon? The fact that he's able to run on the knee...
Well, depending on...
It was a bruised knee.
Well, remember, like, Sauce had that problem with his knee, and then it's how much can they load him up? He can be running, but has he changed direction yet? Has he done it under pressure? Has he tackled? Those type of questions I'm asking Anthony.
Okay,
those type of questions.
Contact.
But it's a good sign. It's
very
a great
good sign. The fact that he's able to run on it.
McPherson's another one.
Brown.
And we had Brown, and then McAdam. They're starting to get a few to come back into the SANFL. I think it's going to create some nice pressure. Gibbs is another one because he was out.
Yes, he was ill. He had the trots.
And we're not talking about Globe Derby here for people in SA. He had the runs and not sort of like what you get in cricket. Do you know what I mean? What I'm trying to say, Anthony?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, he had the pips. That's just the ghost. Part of the live studio audience here, the ghost just shut the door.
You're
That's
out
fine.
of here. Catch you later.
That might have been Gibbs's ghost.
Wasn't happy
He
with the
wasn't happy about
The
that.
Trolls
Must have been someone that had dysentery and they may have lived here before.
Maybe they've gone to the toilet.
Or maybe
themselves.
they have. Maybe they have.
Dunno
So you've
about
got
that,
Gibbs. So we're still looking at players like that. And have you heard, like, Source is obviously
No,
out?
he'll be out for a little while. I
Yeah.
think.
So really the long-term ones are Miller, Source and Dudes.
Yeah.
And the rest will be, okay. And Rob's covering, Keith's covering. Miller, I don't know if we've found a spot yet.
No,
Someone
we're
covering.
looking at that. We're exercising that at the moment, I
But
think, Ellie.
SANFL players in form.
Oh, yes. Well, I just said it.
McHendry.
McHendry.
McHendry, yep.
Now, remember, what about Chase Jones?
Oh, Jones is, well, he must have been in the travelling emergency, was he?
Johns.
John's, yeah. I know some friends in SANFL. But he
Yeah,
was
him and Galucci with the
him and
travelling
Gooch with the travelling emergency, so I reckon he'll get a run in the SANFL.
Yeah, I think you're right. Gee, we got that's a strong side.
It's starting to
The
build
top
nicely.
ups.
I reckon Stengel, after watching his footage, I mean, JJ
He's
got
close,
3
actually.
goals.
Ben
JJ
Hart
got 3
talked
goals.
about Stengel.
But the footage that you get to see on the SANFL, you can see Stengel applying a lot of pressure.
Yes.
Little wombat.
Yes. What about that mark he
Little
took?
wombat. Yeah, so who else there? Little wombat.
Well, good old McHendry.
McHendry.
Little Ned.
Yep,
He had 28 disposals.
beautiful.
8 tackles.
8, nice. That was a team high 8 too, just letting you know.
And a goal. And gave off a couple.
I think that's what
And
people...
he's playing in all 3 lines.
Yeah, you mentioned that to me because I didn't realise the game was live. I was out doing stuff.
You're out doing stuff.
I know, but these
He had a
things
squirt
happen.
through the midfield. He was playing up forward. Had a couple of squirts. And he's a great disposal by foot.
Is he quick?
Yes.
Was he putting pressure on all lines, like as in
Yep.
full?
His pressure is outstanding. Just
Tackle,
just
obviously.
tackles, but his perceived pressure he applies to the opposition is like he's always there.
Yeah, he's a Ballantine. I told you,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
going to be
He's a
my
Nicola.
Ballantine. Oh, I went there. It
Oh.
was February 14. Yeah, I know, it was there though. I had to. I opened my own door and walked
And
forward.
you walked through it, Ali. My God,
But
gosh.
do you think? And this is a hypothesis here, not Nostradamus, although could be.
Hypothesising, you know.
Yes. Is he playing through all 3 lines because they're preparing him for something?
I think they might be.
Or are
We
they
don't know
just
what.
trying him? Yeah, I don't know what it could be. But if you're starting to move players about, is it just a team need or are they just testing him? Like, okay, how do you play when you're back here? How do you play when you're back here? How do you... And you said he was consistent across all 3 lines.
He was.
We need that little, that player across the back, that another little niggler in the defence line to get into their small forwards.
He's like a little dog.
Yeah, little terrier.
Yeah.
Little McHendry, the terrier. I reckon he could be really good at nipping at the heels. I told you that's what I want him for against the other key
And
forwards.
he's quick.
Bang.
He's quick. I like him.
You said something else that was in your mind, floating through like a cloud of hope.
Eddie Otten had a good game.
Yes, I did hear that. Apparently, a very good game. Still don't think
He
about
was having
winning
like Miles Beholke type numbers. He was
Not in the AFL. You mean SANFL?
SANFL. Like he had his
But
own
no,
ball on a
Anthony.
string.
No,
Oh no, he was good.
no,
I know. He's back
don't
up,
even.
but he was very good.
Mind you, Hart, I'd be nervous if I was your son, just in case. But no, I don't think he'd be
He needs to
quick
show a
enough.
little bit more team care, Hardo, for mine. But that's right.
I think I'm worried about Andy's run.
Yeah.
It depending on who he's on. If
Who
you've
he's
got a
on,
player
yeah.
that isn't as quick a turn of
Should've-
foot, fine. Because I love Andy, but I suppose we've bled enough. We're getting a few youngsters there. Did Shoal do all right?
That's what I'm like. Shoal,
He's still doing all right.
he's still doing all right. His disposal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know this is a big call,
Oh God!
but I feel
Don't Nino's gonna have a dog
no,
game.
I feel safe when he's got the ball.
Okay.
Like, I feel at ease
Yeah.
because I know that he's going to dispose the ball effectively.
Okay. Okay.
That's
Fair. It's fair.
because he's very. I
What
don't know
about
what he.
Butsy?
No, he's good. He's quick. Reads the ball well,
He's a.
and he takes his
he's a big
time.
tiger.
He's a big tiger, and he's put on a bit of
Deceptively
size.
big.
Hamill, not too bad.
Not too bad.
Bit of work to do there, but not bad.
The signs are good.
Signs are good, but
Excellent.
that Shoal.
What about up forward?
We got a good pick up there, I reckon.
Yeah,
There's something about him.
Absolutely.
He's a great kick. He's a
he
footy.
can
He's
cut-
got a footy brain.
I remember watching the thingies. He can cut through the
slice-
lines.
slices
Yeah,
them.
and that's what I liked about him.
Yes.
But anything else in there with the SANFL? Any other midfielders or forwards? I know Patrick Wilson's had another good
I like
game.
some of the top ups.
Yeah, well,
There's a couple
can
of
I-
top ups there.
Can I mention
but
something? Just remember this team had Paholke taken out too. And he was one of the best last week.
Does he? We'll talk about that.
No, he doesn't. But
I think Gibbs comes in, but I think that's the one change.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think it will. But we will get to that when we talk about the next game, because I want to see what you've done looking up Fremantle.
Oh, I know what they've done. I know.
Here we go. Any sidebar? Anything for today? Game of Thrones, get around it. GOT. No spoilers here. No spoilers, Aria rules. That's all you need to know.
Pardon?
Nothing.
Sidebar?
Yeah. Anything wants to try and eat lollies, and I'm going to crack him one, because then all I can do is hear him talk with a lolly in his mouth. And if you're one of those people like me, if you hear someone chewing, it's like, if I can give you a reference, I want to come at you like a spider monkey, or one of the whites on Game of Thrones, like a zombie, and attack you and rip your face off.
That's a bit scary.
That's how passionate I am about people not
Look
eating.
at all the audience walking out now.
They just
scare them.
That's because they were eating.
They're sitting there
because they were eating. That's like we're eating. But anywho, that's my personal
thing. So you didn't
thing.
know that I ate that then?
Yes, I did. I could hear you. I was talking, so I didn't have to hear it, and I didn't have to.
Really?
Yeah. Really. That's what I hear in my head.
Little wonker.
Oh, hey. I'm not sitting on any bloody hot water bottles or blankets or anything off. Hey, should we get our freak on?
Did we have a sidebar?
Nah. Didn't have one.
Close it then.
Gone.
You
Shut the door. Oh, sorry, anyone could have bloody walked through. Fantasy Freak Show. Get your...
Freak on.
Oh, jeez. You're not doing Mark any justice here. Please say it again, Auntie. Bit of vibe.
Get your freak on.
Thank you very much. God, you'd be no good, would you? Just get your freak on.
We need
what?
an intro for that.
We are the intro, Anthony. We're interacting live.
True.
So recording here. So should we do our round 6 review for Marky Mark at ham_MAN01?
Try getting that out a bit too quick.
A little bit more choke and I'll start. It's a gift. Anyway, I better quit while I'm behind.
I think you should.
Round 6 review. This was a massive round of fantasy. Ooh, I like the sound of that. Where you either smashed it out of the park or you got smashed. Luke Beveridge picked up where he left off last week, which resulted in Libba McRae continuing to underperform, and Libba is now a must trade. On top of this, Lockie Whitfield copped a cork and looks like he'll miss a week or two, and a few notable premiums just did not get it done. Tips: if you're faced with a premium injury this week, such as Whitfield, then do you hold or trade? I recommend holding if it looks to be a 1 week injury, but if it looks to be a 2+, then a trade is justified. If you're just playing against your mates in the leagues, then a hold is fine, whereas anything other than more 1 week hold is not okay for overall rank chasers. Otherwise, you will be rank. Defender premium, Shannon Hearn, good old banger. West Coast are getting scored against more, and the play on kick-in rule has boosted his scoring. He owns their kick-ins and plays on from every single one, which boosted his average by 15 points per game. Defender rookie Noah Ainsworth, he was abundant for the Lions and looked right at home, even if this was at the expense of my last week's recommendation in Witherden. His job security is good and his performance was great. Get him.
Okay.
Mid-premium, Braden Fiorini. The midfield spot was there and we all expected Fiorini to be the guy to take it. He's always had huge potential and has averaged 126 points for his last 3 games to be the second highest averaging midfielder over that period. Not for the faint-hearted. High risk equals
high reward.
Thank you very much, Sir Anthony. Mid-rookie, whilst not yet named, Corey Lyons, of said brother of Jared Lyons, is smashing it for the Lions in the NEFL team. The Lions are tough to break into, but when he's named, which I expect to be this weekend, then do not hesitate to jump on him. Get him in your team. Ruck Premium, Wits did it expected. Exactly what Mark mentioned last week, and dropped 20+ points when playing a good ruckman. So Gawn and Grundy will remain 1 and 2. Ruck Rookie, none available. Forward Premium, Gary Ablett. Don't get Ali started, but we'll move on with fantasy football. He's been playing forward this year and has been scoring well, but he was back through the midfield on the weekend and looked great.
He did.
He really has a bad score and the potential to go big. Plus, it's nice to have a Brownlow medalist in your forward line. Forward Rookie, Nick Larkey. Good old Larks. After not being sighted for nearly 2 years, Larky returned to the AFL and looked much improved against the old pair while kicking 3 goals. I don't expect that every week, but he has a job security as the Roos look to rebuild.
Good.
Even if they don't know that yet. I can't bloody believe we lost to this rabble, though. My season update, the sleeping giant of the competition is awake. Oh, Dwayne Russell quoted that about the Crows, and which was magnificent, by the way.
Yes,
it's also fitting because my fantasy team has finally decided to wake from its mediocre slumber and kick into gear. Ranked just outside the top 2 currently and hoping to be in the top 1% in the next few weeks. Marky, if you don't mind, son.
Thank you very much.
Get around him on Mark at ham_MAN01.
See you Sunday, Mark.
See you there. We'll be there Sunday at a real crappy time of 4:40 at Adelaide Oval, but be there or be a Mr. Potato Head.
That's right.
That's about the best I can come up with. So, speaking of which, might as well get on to it. Next week's game, or this week's game, Fremantle Dockers at home at Adelaide Oval on Sunday at 4:40.
Sitting currently second on the ladder.
Freo. I still don't believe it. There we go.
Second on the ladder.
So we like beating top 8 teams, is that what you're saying?
I think so. At least we can. At least one of the SA teams can.
Oh, burn. Don't let that bite us in the bum, because I will crack you hard if that comes back to nibble at us.
You'll be right.
Like a little piranha, I'll be chasing you around
Just
the room.
got to keep their defenders accountable.
Do you reckon our forwards can do that?
I would like to think they can.
They got
Alex
defenders.
Pearce is on fire at the moment.
Horse, yes. Right, well, let's get into the game then, Anthony.
Midfield battle, Ali.
Midfield battle?
Midfield, we got to stop their supply because they've got some damaging forwards.
Okay, that's a very fair comment. So their forwards are starting to play. Hogan's starting to play. McCarthy's back in the team.
Walters,
I do like Walters. He's a good player.
Matera's kicked 10 goals in the past week.
Oh, wow, really? What, 10 goals in one game?
No, fortnight. 5.
Oh, you mean when you said a week,
Overall,
you meant a fortnight?
Yeah, fortnight.
Oh, okay, just checking what you were saying there, son.
Just got to keep their small forwards and their forwards under control. If we lose midfield battle, because the problem where they can exploit us, I think, is the pace and the speed.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is that where they're getting teams? I haven't watched them play, so they're getting teams with pace. But wouldn't you say Saints
really well.
were known for doing that as well? Weren't they known for pace out of the midfield and the run and spread? Wasn't that they were all talked about?
Yeah, they
and
were.
Their pressure?
But Freo's is
not high.
There's a body of work there that says that.
Okay.
It's consistent.
Okay. So what do we do to beat them? There we go.
What do we do to beat them? I think I'd love to see the battle of Sloane and Fife head to head.
Oh, so Fife's back playing, eh? How's Fife playing at the moment?
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah.
Not
his way into it.
Not setting the house on fire, but he's
run
playing all right.
Yeah.
How do we win it?
Yeah.
As much pressure around the ball.
So the
around
midfield battle.
The contest, and I think, believe it or not,
Yep.
I think Riley O'Brien will have a good game.
Okay. Who's their ruck at the moment?
Is Sean Darcy at the moment.
Someone that we hadn't heard of, but apparently he's playing really well. Is that correct?
I think it's Sean Darcy,
Yep.
or I could be really wrong.
And you often are. Let's face it.
But we'll have a look here.
Yep.
Although Tim English had a really good game against him, so that's why I think that Riley O'Brien will.
So we can. Is it getting the body in there?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So it's just being monsters around the contest.
Yeah.
Monsters around the contest?
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
Okay. So we've got the Crash Brothers in there. Okay, so let's have a look at the players that came in last week for the Crows. Should we do that while you're playing with that?
Sure.
So we've had Paholke come in.
Mm-hmm.
And we also had the Gooch.
Correct.
Right? The Big Easy was already in there, so we'll leave that. Let's have a look at the Crows team then. Changes. Do we make any changes? And if so, what ones would you recommend Nostradamus at?
Paholke out.
Yep.
Gibbs in. I think we'll need Gibbs across half back.
Will he be quick enough?
Well, depending if...
I think he have the stability over Paholke. I think Paholke's still a little bit nervous and you don't want too many of them in the team.
Yep.
Could you... I know this is really putting it out there and I don't think it would happen, but it would be something I'd like to see. Do you think McHendry gets a run? It's just something about him and Freo that I think it's because the Ballantyne thing, I want to see it come to fruition. I'll be pretty honest.
He's not playing at the moment, Ballantyne, but...
I don't care. We can annoy them then. What do you reckon?
We could have
Who are your changes?
Debundum.
You just want...
No, I think it's...
Does Gooch get another game?
Yeah, I do. I think he gets another game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And can we fit Jones in, or do we finally give him a trot in the SANFL? Because they've been keeping him as an emergency. They like him.
They do like him.
He'd have to do a body of work. Otherwise, I reckon Paholke could be out for Jones.
I don't think... I
think Jones's tackle pressure will be what we need, and his speed. I think if he's fit enough...
I don't know.
I think if he's fit enough, he'll play.
Okay. You reckon he'll play?
Well, you said we need the speed against the midfield. What are you going to get from Jones? Speed and
but he's
pressure.
not really playing many minutes in the midfield when he has played, though, Ali.
Yeah,
But then Ben Hart come out and said that Miles Paholke did a specific role for them.
Okay, well, that might be something that's one of those unmentionables.
And their ruck, I think last week for Freo was Rory Lobb.
Okay. But I don't really care. But
So
I'm just thinking...
I think we get them in that. I think we get them. If we can win our ground balls and contestable like we did last week, it will go a long way to winning the game.
Yeah, but you still haven't said who...
No,
you just want Paholke for Gibbs.
Correct. I think because
It
Galucci keeps his spot because he's got pace, and that's what until he learns set as well.
Yep.
I just think
Okay.
I think Gibbs comes in.
It seems
over
logical
Paholke.
if he's fit enough, you bring Gibbs back in.
Yeah.
Because you don't want talent wasting either. But I just with what you said made me think of your Joneses and your McHenrys, or even your Stengels, that really nagging. But if the Spud has to keep his spot. There's no way he's coming out.
No, at all.
So how do we get Stengel into that side? And we haven't talked about JJ, but I think the Big Easy... I mean... JJ, he plays quite good against Freo, didn't he?
I don't recall. I don't know. But their outings recently on Adelaide Oval haven't been the best. So
okay, well we'll take that.
I think their combined loss is 64 points in total. That's what they've lost by at Adelaide Oval. They've lost their last 5 there. So.
Okay. Oh, that's still
against
not
Port
too...
Adelaide and Adelaide, obviously.
Okay, we'll make it 6. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll
correct.
be there. We'll be enjoying it.
Hopefully.
And the old SANFL, do we know who we're lining up against this week in the old SANFL?
Sure.
Oh, I could look that up for you there, Anthony.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. Hang on.
Yeah, who?
Norwood.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, that could be a bit dangerous.
Well, they're undefeated, I think.
Norwood in the men and the women's are doing
Actually,
quite
that's
well.
a guy who's getting no credit at all,
Who's
I
that?
feel, was Jared Cotton.
Oh, he'd be internally, he would be. Don't you worry about that. But anywho, is there anything else you want to go through? We've got will the Crows win? We haven't done our tips for the rest of it yet.
I think the Crows do win.
I think so too. I'm not arguing that point with you at all, young Anthony.
I do think we win.
Okay.
I think we win 17 points.
I said 24 against the Saints. 24,
yeah. What did we win by?
29.
Nice.
We'll take that.
Nice.
We'll take that, won't we?
We'll take that. I can't believe it's round 7.
I know.
Unbelievable.
Let's get into it here. So let's go for the matches. Round 7.
Yes, here we go.
Oh.
Now, Ali, we got 9 this week. But
I know.
issue
Copied me.
is-
Look what happened. I think a few people got 9 to be fair.
It was a pretty easy week.
Oh, we say that because we got 9.
No, like selection-wise, it was pretty easy.
You keep going with that, Anthony. Okay, let's have a look. You ready to write these down?
Yeah.
Friday night blockbuster. This will actually be a very interesting game. The old Pies versus the old Pair. Coming in at Marvel Stadium. It's not at the MCG. Poor Collingwood have had to travel.
Gee, they've had
Feel
to
sorry
travel
for 'em.
just across the docklands.
Who are we gonna go for?
Pies for mine.
Yeah, I'm going Pies. Oh, this one will be very interesting. This one is at the MCG on Saturday the 4th of May at 1:15 my time, which is SA time. 18th versus the 11th on the ladder. We've got the Melbourne Demons versus the Hawthorn.
D's.
Oh, I was about to say that, so maybe I should go against you. Do you reckon the Hawks can keep winning?
No.
How many other players have they lost?
There's something about Hawthorn.
You like Hawthorn.
I like them. Like, you know, them...
How many
my
of these
second
lost
team,
on the
maybe.
trot now?
Oh, they've...
Have they won
prelim,
anything?
they've lost 6
In a row?
after the prelim.
In
but
a
they've
row?
won... They're 5-1.
So who did they beat?
Sydney.
They haven't played us yet, right?
No. They beat Sydney in Sydney.
MCG. I am tempted to go Demons because I think they're going to have to fall over at some stage. How many... someone got hurt for Hawthorn. Who's out?
Who got hurt?
Anyway, I'll go I'll go Hawks, just to mix it up a bit. I think the Demons will win, but I don't want to go same tips. Although this next game will be very interesting, but I think we'll go the same. Giants versus Saints.
Where's that? Spotless?
MO. Which must be...
Oval? Manica? In Canberra?
Who plays down there?
In Canberra?
Oh, yeah.
Giants.
This one will be interesting.
You're going Giants?
Oh, yeah, God, yeah.
God, yeah.
I think the Saints, after predicting finals,
yeah.
I reckon they're going to...
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Down in Tassie.
Down Tassie.
Oh, it's not in Tassie.
It's not in Tassie. I'm going to go up to Monica Oval. Brisbane Lions versus Sydney Swans.
At the Gabba?
At the G, which would be the Gabba. Why are they shortening this here? They could just put the Gabba. It's got G. Can the Swans win a game? Is it time? On paper here, I would go Lions. All day, every day.
I'm feeling an upset for that game.
You might be very upset for that game. Let's see. What's
I'm
the
going
history?
Swans.
Oh, then I'll go Lions.
Lions?
Yep. Next one should be easier on both of us. Marvel Stadium. Also on that Saturday. Bulldogs versus Tigers. I'm going Tigers. Oh, you're going for a big upset. What is you speak to Bevo and he's actually going to play players in position, is he? Just to annoy Mark. Oh, here we go. Have the Suns' runs come to an end? Because they got the West Coast Eagles at...
Eagles will get their season back on track. Easily.
Easy, Eagles. If they don't win this one, Eagles, that's it in a nutshell for them. Thank you. That's enough from the cheap seats out there. The next one, oh God, I have to go for North Melbourne here. Carlton versus North Melbourne.
Oh.
You'd think Carlton, really.
Well, we're death riding, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Oh, what does it matter? The cat doesn't like my tipping. Just because he didn't get 9, my cat got bloody 3 tips last week, and he's upset.
I'm going North.
Is it because we're death riding Carlton?
Yes.
Okay, I'll join you in that one. Because I think Carlton will win. I don't want them to, but I think they win.
No, I think they're North.
Next game down at the MCG.
This is the country round.
They're all from the country. Cats versus the Bombers. This could actually be a very interesting game. I think Geelong will win. Yeah.
Cats.
And then we got the Crows, last game of the round, 9th versus 2nd. You could not believe that 2nd and Fremantle, would be a match together.
No.
But I'm going for the Crows.
I'm going for Adelaide.
Yep. So we got a couple different ones there, Anthony.
Yes.
Anything else you want to talk about? Because I think we can basically wrap it up.
I think we can hashtag TwoCrowsS Footy.
Yeah.
Round 7, episode 8, Ali.
Is it really? It's moving.
It's moving.
Quicker than a glacier.
What is moving anyway?
Oh, I don't know. It's just how quick the little rounds are going around.
Yeah.
The rounds are going around. Sounds like a circular movement, doesn't it?
It does.
Hey, just for the record, Anthony, it is Fritz, right?
It is Fritz.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And it's Dent, isn't it?
It's Dent.
Yeah. Thank you. Just thank you for clarifying that. Anyway, it's good night from me.
And it's a good night from her.
Hi, Crows fans. Thanks for listening.
TwoCrowsS Footy.
Hashtag it out. Brought to you by Two Crows.